chat. I've had a couple questions from people. I had like 2 or 3 people ask me about getting a BBL, particularly while working at the post office. So yeah, so if you had that question or you want to know like how I did it, keep watching this video. I'm just gonna do like a little sit down because I got those questions probably a couple months ago, but I thought I touched on that subject, but I guess I didn't get into like in depth with it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and touch on that in this video. If you are a subscriber, supporter, thank you for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If you are new here, you can click on this video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, like or comment. I do like to talk in the comments, so if you have any questions, even like after you watch the video, you still have questions, just shoot me a question down in the comment section and I'll answer to the best of my ability. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm gonna jump right to the post office. I am a mail carrier, been there for almost 5 years. So I think the main question was, how was it working as a mail carrier, like after surgery, as far as what did I do to get off for that amount of time? Basically, if you have the time, which I did, if you have the time, just go ahead and put your time in. I initially asked for 4 weeks. I just felt like 4 weeks I should be okay. So I did put my time in. You don't have to tell anybody your business. You don't have to tell your supervisor why you're going out. You don't have to tell anyone. It's your business. If you want to, you know, tell somebody, that's your business. I didn't tell anybody. I told, only person that knew was one person. That's somebody I talked to. You know, like friends. But nobody knew. I didn't tell nobody my business because it's not their business. At the end of the day. If you're going through like FMLA, however you want to do it, because I've heard people go through FMLA. If you want to do FMLA or you have short-term disability, I don't know how that works because I don't have that. But FMLA, the same thing. If you go through HR, you fill out the proper paperwork, you get your doctor, whatever, however you figure out how to do that, however you finesse that, you can do that. But still, you don't have to let your supervisor know. You don't have to tell anyone. It's your business. Because at the end of the day, it's a HIPAA. So the HR cannot disclose your personal information to your supervisor. Your supervisor can't ask HR, oh, why is she going out for this amount of time? They can't do that. Now, there is a thing if some reason they disapprove it and you still adamant like, no, I'm getting my surgery or whatever the case may be, your supervisor can they'll ask for more documentation from your doctor. So however you getting that, you know, trying to do the FMLA, maybe you don't want to use your leave time, like that's up to you. But yeah, I just basically, you know, just put in your time like you usually would, vacation time or whatever. Like I said, initially I put in for 4 weeks because I did feel like 4 weeks was a good, you know, adequate time for me to heal. But to each his own. So I did my time. I put me at home healing. I'm at home, you know, getting myself together. If you have watched my first 2 videos or whatever, then you'll know. And if you haven't, you know, go ahead and watch those videos just to see my journey, my BBL journey and my recovery. But anyway, like I said, once I got home, I was recovering at 4 weeks, because initially I was supposed to go back to work November, like the week of Thanksgiving. So it was like November 23rd, I was supposed to go back to work because I took off from October 20th. My surgery was October 22nd, and I was supposed to go back to work November 22nd or 23rd. So that would have been like my 4 week, right? But I didn't want to go back to work because that was going to be like that busy holiday. Because, you know, Thanksgiving was that Thursday and my birthday is on the 26th. So my birthday was that Friday. And I just knew like I did not want to go back to work the following Monday. Or, you know, go back to, I think I was supposed to go back to work like that. Because Thursday was the holiday. I think I was supposed to go back like that Saturday. And I knew I did not want to do that. Because a day after the holiday, it's always busy. If you don't work at the post office, you don't know, or you don't, you know, maybe you have somebody you know, that you know who works at the post office. Mondays and the day after holidays are the worst. Mondays are always heavy. It's a lot. So, you know, I had to throw that in there because y'all be trying to go crazy on y'all male people. And don't do that. Don't do that. The work was basically the week of Thanksgiving. So I was like, I know, because physically I was okay. Because when I got home, you know, like I said, if you didn't watch those videos, go ahead and watch them. I was up moving. I was feeding myself. I was cooking for myself. I was cleaning up. I was wiping myself. Because some people went home. I know when I watched other people's like vlogs, like they were going home and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't wipe themselves. They couldn't like get up and make themselves breakfast. They couldn't walk up the stairs. But I was good. And I think because I'm like a really, really self-sufficient person, I don't like depending on nobody. So when I was hungry, like my fiance, he would be asleep because he works nights. Hell, I had to get up and eat. Like, baby, I'm going to eat regardless. So I had to get up and cook. So I was more self-efficient. So, so like I said, once it started getting up until that time when I was supposed to go back to work, baby, I had to go to my primary care doctor. And I just let her know, like, hey, I'm supposed to go back to work this day. And, you know, I had finesse because it was in my paperwork. Like, the paperwork I got from 305 Plastic Surgery basically said that we shouldn't sit until 6 weeks. So basically, it was like 4 weeks. I actually went to my doctor, my primary care, and I let her know, like, I'm supposed to go back to work this week. You know, my body, I'm not gonna lie, like my skin and stuff, my back and stuff was still burning. So I let her know, like, that's still burning. Plus, you know, I throw that in, like my doctor on the discharge paperwork, it says that I'm not supposed to sit for 6 weeks until after 6 weeks or whatever. And, you know, I'm a mail carrier, so I'm sitting, I'm driving. So she basically was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Whatever. We counted them days. And she was like, okay, so you go back to work this week instead of, you know, that week or whatever. So I ended up getting, I think, additional like 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. Because I think I ended up going back to work like November 3rd. It might have been the 30th. It was like November 30th or it was like November 30th because I went back the week after Thanksgiving weekend. So I went back to work that Monday, but I think, so I went to work on the 30th and then like the next day was like an off day for me. So it kind of worked out. So I ended up working one day, coming back, working one day, and I had an off day so I could still, you know, I had that day of work so I was able to see how I was going to feel, and then I was off the next day to relax. So that's how that worked out. So basically I put in for 4 weeks and I went to my primary care doctor when I got home, let her know like, hey, this how I'm feeling, this is the paperwork say, like, can you, can you give me additional time or whatever? And my doctor was really cool. Like, she was like, yeah, that's fine. So that's that. When I did start working, I will tell you that, and still to this day, not as much, but when I first got back to work, baby, I had my thigh on, my boards on, my foams on. Baby, I could not bend over. I couldn't pick nothing up off the floor. But luckily, my job, my supervisor, like, I was already on restriction because I had tore something in my shoulder. So I already couldn't pick up heavy things. I already couldn't, you know, already was on restriction. So mine kind of worked out in my favor because when I got back, baby, I couldn't even bend over. Like, I couldn't squat. I couldn't do nothing. So I just, you know, I still didn't tell them my business. They still don't know to this day, like, what I went out for. They probably was, you know, because I had to check a couple folks when I got back to work because they was trying to run their mouth or speculating. So you gonna get that. So I had to kind of check a couple people. But I still was like kind of like couldn't move real fast. So you know, my supervisor was really cool. I let him know, like, you know, I'm back. You know, I already got restrictions. You already know. So, you know, at that point, I was good coming up. I ended up driving with my boppy pillow. That was hard because, baby, when you get in and out that truck, it gets to be, you know, my back was burning after every shift. When I would go home, my back would just be burning. Now I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at, y'all. I might be almost 4 months. I gotta go back into the see, but I might be 4 months. But like right now, I still have, I still use my boppy pillow at work. I still sleep on my stomach at home. I have tried to sleep on my side a little bit, but not too much. But anyway, back to work. I still get time like where my butt starts to like hurt or like kind of like hurt a little bit, and I have to like get up and, you know, stretch and walk around. So I still get that after 4 months, because you know you don't totally heal until 12 months, you know, a year, 6 months to a year. So I'm still under my 6 months, you know, so I'm still getting that pain when I'm sitting too long. I still get like that, like a small throbbing a little bit, but it's not nothing I can't, you know, I can't work through, because obviously I'm working, because a girl got to get the bag. I can't be sitting at home. So I'm one of them people, like, I would thug through it. Like, if I can, I'm gonna thug it out, because I still gotta work. I still got bills to pay, and we have a wedding to pay for. So I don't have time to be sitting at home. If you one of them people who don't want people in your business, don't tell nobody. And if you one of them people who like, I'm not gonna tell nobody, but if you ask me, I'll let you know, then be that person. So it's just how you wanna deal with your shit. Like, I think I touched on everything. It's like I said, like, if you wanna go the PTO route or your vacation time route, you can do that. If you could finesse it and get FMLA, because, you know, technically it's a cosmetic procedure, so you really can't use FMLA. If you can finesse it, go ahead and finesse it. Just be smart. Like I said, if you do short-term disability, I don't know nothing about that, so you have to read up on it. I learned a lot though. If you in like a Facebook group, surgery group, they, you know, they can show you how to finesse finesse stuff a little bit. But yeah, pain wise, those are my last 2 videos, like how I was feeling. Like I said, go ahead and watch those if you haven't watched those.